Let's be honest, building a keyboard is expensive and very time consuming. I've personally built my very own custom keyboard before. Even though it was a while ago, it was an entire process. Something I wouldn't recommend for most people. But I think this is where the Rainy75 comes in. I'm just gonna let the keyboard speak for itself. I went to my friend's house a few months ago, sat down at his computer, I started typing and I was just shocked by how good his custom keyboard was. And that's when he told me it wasn't a custom keyboard, it was a pre-built. Fast forward to today, got the keyboard in my hands, and I have to say it does not disappoint. And coming in at 150 bucks, I think it's pretty great. Now, when I looked up videos about this keyboard, most of them are about 6 months old from when they were doing a Kickstarter. So a lot of people have it labeled as a $90 board or a $100 board. After shipping, buying it in stock and taxes, it cost me $152. So realistically, that's what the price I'm gonna go with is. Now, obviously you heard the sound test. And if you're seeing the video, you could just see how beautiful the colors are, the back plate, everything about this keyboard just feels insanely premium. Blue is one of my favorite colors, and this little rainy cloud aesthetic they have going, it just appeals to me so much personally. The entire case feels extremely solid. The gradient reflective back panel, it just looks so good and the colors are so spot on. And the little rainy cloud cutout, I couldn't be happier with this. Now, obviously the backplate really doesn't matter. You're gonna probably look at it once when you unbox it, and then maybe once to show your friends. One of the really great features I like about it that I haven't seen talked about much is wireless. Personally, I really used to like the coiled USB-C cables, but after moving my keyboard around and just seeing how annoying it felt to me, I do not like those anymore. That's where the Rainy75 comes in. Having a wireless keyboard with a very minimal delay is insane. We've had wireless mice for a while now, so wireless keyboard just seemed like the next step. I guarantee there's a little bit more latency than a lot of other keyboards, but it's still very acceptable for non-shooter games. And even in shooters, it wasn't the end of the world. The response time itself didn't really bother me that much. I was using the 2.4 gigahertz adapter, not the Bluetooth mode, which does have a lot more latency. And the last pro, in my opinion, is the keyboard layout. For anyone doing professional work, production work, and anyone who really doesn't need that numpad on the right side, this is the perfect keyboard. You've got home, end, page up, page down, all of your F keys, dedicated arrow keys. You can always map your macros with the function key. These are the only keys I will realistically use. Anything past this, I almost never use. Now, I have gotten used to the 60-65% layout, so I'm used to using the function keys and the macros to get everything done with just those. But having dedicated keys is super nice. And if I was only using my keyboard for productive uses, this is definitely what I would go with. Now, when it comes to cons, this keyboard does have insane flex. When you press down towards the middle, you can kind of feel your fingers going in. It doesn't bother me much when I actually use it because I'm never putting enough pressure to type that hard. But when I just press it, just to test the flex, I actually really like the feeling. Another big con, in my opinion, is the time to ship. I ordered it through Amazon, which should have been in stock, and it took 2 months to get here. Not to mention, I think 2 days after I ordered this blue standard version, the stock and availability just disappeared. I think they're currently selling this on drop.com, and if they do have it still available on Amazon, I will drop the link for it. Another potential con is if you're really into modding your keyboard, this is a bit more difficult to open up and try to get into the internals. But I'm assuming that if you're buying a pre-built keyboard, you're not really the customizing type anyway. If you want something premium and ready to go out of the box, this is definitely it. There are a few different versions of this keyboard. I have the standard here with the HMK Violet switches. They also have a pro version with the WOB switches. Also, it has another battery inside. I can't really speak to that version and how the switches feel. So if you really want the experience that I'm showing you here, just assume that you're getting the standard version. They also have a variety of colors. Different colors have different back plates as well. Some of them are not gradient, so just be mindful of that. And honestly, now here comes the final question. Will I personally be keeping this keyboard? It's gonna be a no from me. Not because there's anything inherently wrong with this keyboard. I think it almost checks all the boxes of what I'd want from a productivity keyboard, and it's still great for light gaming, but I've been really addicted to using the Wooting keyboard. I've had the Wooting 60HE for a while now, and I did just sell that to build my own custom Wooting. And the major difference is those use Hall effect switches, which are magnetic, but I'm gonna be making a dedicated video to that in a few weeks. I think if you're just interested in keyboards, keyboards, this is a great way to get into the hobby. I've seen a lot of people call this a budget-friendly or beginner keyboard, but in my opinion, especially for most users, this is just like an end game keyboard. It feels nice, it looks nice, has all the features I'd want in a keyboard, and the key thing is that it inspires me to work at my desk. I think all the upgrades that we do to our setups, including keyboards, should be for the purpose of inspiring you to do the things you love. Even if it's building more keyboards, creating content, writing essays for school, no matter what it is you do, the tools around you should inspire you. And I really think that's what this does. Also, when I was originally thinking of keeping this keyboard, I went through a bunch of different mouse pads to find one that perfectly matched in color to this one. I'm very picky with my mouse pads. I usually use an Artisan, so I wanted a high quality pad to match this keyboard. And the best I could find was the Aqua Control 2 mouse pad. It's a speed pad like an Artisan Heian, and you can either get it in the big square version or the desk mat, which I think looks really good with this keyboard. I'll leave an affiliates link for it in the description if you're interested in buying one. Hopefully you guys like this video. I have a lot going on these next few weeks, but hopefully I will see you all again very soon. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.